Hi, I'm Ron Vining. I would like to welcome you to my Marketing Kitchen. This is Marketing Kitchen TV. Today I'm doing another Q&A, and as I mentioned in the first Q&A video, this is going to be an ongoing series, and if you want me to answer a question, then please go to our Marketing Kitchen TV Twitter feed, and here's the page here, and it's at MKT Kitchen TV. So go to Twitter and at Marketing Kitchen TV. And if you ask a question in a future video, I will answer it. And one of these days, we'll get tech savvy enough, and then this will actually be split screen as opposed to me holding it here, and I will answer your questions. So because I don't have a lot of time today, I'm going to skip some of the ones that require a longer answer, and I'm going to go to this one here. And this particular individual is asking about the difference between customer service versus customer experience. Okay, so the specific question is, isn't customer experience just another name for customer service? What are the most important components of the customer experience? Thank you. All right, customer service and customer experience are different, but yet they do have some similarities. So let me try to answer those for you quickly. Unlike the last Q&A video, which went 30 minutes, so I'll try to make this one a bit less lengthy. All right, customer service. What is it? Customer service is when you're either inquiring about buying a product, or you actually have already purchased the product, and you are asking a company to support that product. Now you might say, well, why does somebody need to support the product if you haven't bought it yet? Isn't that sales then in that? Well, customer service and sales also have some overlap with each other. So if I, for example, am thinking about buying one Apple Watch over another, or thinking about buying one iPad over another model, then perhaps I will take to Twitter and I'll go to Apple support, or I will go to the Apple website, or I'll go to the Apple store, and I will state, hey, I'm thinking about buying a product A or product B. Can you tell me or direct me as to which it is that I should get? Or perhaps it's an enterprise sale. So perhaps you have acquired some form of inventory management software. And so you're wondering, based upon whether the features of this particular software will work with your hardware, will work across your supply chain, helping you from basically the idea from to R&D to manufacture, getting it shipped out, the logistics of that, and then getting it to your customer, right? So perhaps you're inquiring about whether or not this ERP software, if you will work in your system. And so you would go to pre-sales, perhaps. You would go to customer service, or let's say that you have bought that software, or you've bought that watch, or you've bought that iPad. What will happen is that customer service then is that entire process or that experience, but of actually speaking to somebody, or getting an email back, or getting a tweet back, or face-to-face interaction of a knowledgeable individual who is able to guide you through the information is that you seek, or the troubleshooting tips that are necessary to get you up and running. Again, because I mentioned customer service or customer support is that whole notion of the fact that either before I've bought or after I've bought, if I have a question or a problem, will you be able to answer that for me? And that's why we have terms too, like as I already mentioned, pre-sales. But there's also another term too, perhaps you've heard after-sales support, right? So what is after-sales support? Well, that's customer service, right? Or that's customer support. So that can be in that function. Customer service could also be, or could also mean, I guess we could have just gone to Wikipedia, right, and looked them up. But customer service can also be how you were treated during this entire process, right? And so customer service can be something as simple as when I walk into that Apple store, when the employee approaches me, how it is that they greet me. What is that like? What is that process like? So did they serve me well from the moment they said hello to me till I asked them questions about the product, have the product in my hand, it's been rung up on the portable POS, and off I go. And so how was that customer service? Customer service can also come in the form of going to Starbucks. And when I walk in and I get to the cash register and the barista greets me, how is it that they address me? And one of the things that I really admire about Starbucks, especially here in Singapore, is it's like Cheers. So I'm originally from Boston. Most of you may be familiar with the TV series Cheers and the theme song where everybody knows your name. Well, when I go to a Starbucks here in Singapore, especially the ones that I frequent more often, they see my face, they know my name. So before they've seen my loyalty app, before they've swiped my cards, they say, hello Ron, hello Mr. Ron, how can we help you out today? Or what's even better is, you're going to have your usual. And so before I even bother to confirm, they're ringing in a tall, typically tall, hot, no-whip mocha. And so, I mean, that's great. So that's fantastic customer service, all right? So we're clear, I guess, on the terms that are there. I always want to give, when I give examples, so those are all, when I gave the example of the ERP software, I was giving B2B, but I always want to try to cover B2C and then B2B. So customer service in a B2B experience could be, let's say I go to a trade show, and it's a tech trade show, and a lot of technology is on offer there. And so when I walk up to different booths and I just happen to ask a question, or somebody is actually active or proactive at the booth and comes and greets me, gives me a pen, gives me a notepad, begins to talk to me, asks me questions as opposed to waiting for me to ask questions, so that they can determine how it is they can best help me out. So then we talk about how potentially the size of my company and the number of employees I have, what it is that I'm looking for from them, and that becomes a good customer service. And I keep trying to not use the word experience because I want to move on. I want to be able to distinguish the two is there, but that's great customer service, right? Or if I'm a big enterprise player, and when I call into the company, I want them to know my name, I want them to know my company, I want them to have a CRM system where they know me, they know what my needs are, so that when I don't have to run through everything, we can just get to what my question is and get to a solution right away. So that's good enterprise or B2B customer service. What is customer experience? Well, that is how pleasurable or displeasurable all of what I just talked about before was, right? So what is that experience like? So when I go into an Apple store, I talked about the customer service and customer support piece of that. Or if I go on to Apple's website, I talk about, the ability to, book an appointment for support, have live chat, do email, a phone number to call, right? So there's that. But what is that experience like? So was that store designed in such a way that it excites me? I feel more excited to buy their products based upon that. When I go to the website, the UI, the user interface, or the UX, the user experience of how I can navigate through it. Was that more enjoyable? Was that easy? Was that fulfilling? Did that help to move along the ability for me to make a decision on my customer journey to then buying one of those products? So that's that experience. When I'm at the trade show and I'm talking, doing a B2B play, and I'm talking about, again, the needs of my company, trying to understand that. What is that experience like? What was the booth like? So if you ever go to trade shows, some of the smaller firms, they have just a small booth with 1 or 2 people at it. Some of the larger companies have suites where you feel like a VIP, and where you can get invited and you can go into the suite and they'll wine and dine you, and then you'll talk business in a more relaxed setting as opposed to being on sort of the trade show floor. So that is an experience. So really the difference between customer service and support is the knowledge of the sort of the ease and the knowledge and the friendliness, and how timely all of that process took. Was it enjoyable? But then the experience side takes enjoyable to a whole nother level, where that experience is something that is memorable, something that you'll tell your friends about, something that you'll go back to the office and tell your colleagues about, something that you will want to repeat. And so that's the difference really about the service versus experience. So when I go into a Starbucks, not all of them are created equal, right? But some of them have fantastic views, some of maybe a body of water, landmarks. In Taipei, one of them is almost at the top of Taipei 101. And so that's a remarkable experience on top of having the coffee. So the physical location can be part of the experience. The design of a website can be the experience. The layout or the furniture or the VIP suite can be part of that experience. And then what was the taste and the quality and the speed of delivery, and all of those things can play into the experience aspect of that. All right, anyway, hopefully I've answered your question. Please engage with me back in the video. I certainly can film a follow-up video to answer questions that you might have, or I'll just respond to you right on the page. But again, for the sake of time, I'll cut this off here now. And I just want to thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to doing more Q&As with you here in my Marketing Kitchen. Again, I'm Ron Vining. This is the Marketing Kitchen and Marketing Kitchen TV. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.